I discovered this small city named Ome. And I must say that the first thing that I'm very proud about, that every time I'm showing this project Omecitta to Japanese audience, I make them to discover a city in their own country. Because tonight, even the people from the Japan consulate told me that they have never been in Ome and they are discovering the city. So this is the first thing that I'm very proud as a French artist, to make the people to discover something of their own country. I hope in my new project that I'm doing in Los Angeles, I will have the opportunity to make the American audience from Los Angeles to discover things about their own city. So Omecitta is a project that I began when I discovered in this very small city in the Japan, in the Tokyo prefecture, about 2 hours away from Tokyo. A very tiny city, 2,000 inhabitants are living there. They were passionate about cinema during more than 6 decades. In 1930, they opened their first movie theater in Ome, who was showing mostly American movies. That was very particular for a tiny city like that, who has one movie theaters. And then another one opened, and a third one opened. This means that for a tiny city of 2,000 inhabitants, 3 movie theaters were showing American movies, French movies, and Italian movies. For the people who were living in that city, they were passionate about cinema, and they were discovering the entire world through the eye of a screen, through the eye of films. A painter was living in that city and was painting movie billboard, hand painting with oil for the cinema theaters. And during 6 or 7 decades, he was painting these movies billboards, who was on the cinema. In 1970, the audience of the cinema was lower, and slowly, the cinema theaters closed. And even the buildings were destroyed. No more cinema theaters in Ome. But the painter kept all these billboards in his studio. He had hundreds of them because, like, for more than 66 decades and 3 movie theaters, he was painting like daily movie posters. In 2000, I think early 2000s, he proposed to the city to exhibit all the movie billboard that he had kept in his studio in the 2 streets of Omecitta. It means that all the history of cinema was shown in the street of this tiny city. Instead of having Apple advertising poster or shampoo poster or car poster advertising, you had the culture of the movie all over the city. In 2017, I discovered Ome. I was really impressed about this. This was fascinating, especially for French artists who really passionate about cinema, culture, history, to see so many incredible posters, painting in that city. I decided to begin a project about this and to document all the posters all around the city. I came back several times in Ome, helped by the French government, because we are lucky in France. The Ministry of Culture help artists very generously. So I had a chance to come back to Omecitta. I was surprised that none of the Japanese people outside of Ome knew about that city and knew about that incredible fact that the history, it was like an open-air museum offered to the audience. And nobody knew about that. Nobody visited this city, And the city even never made any advertising about this. So I document and I met the painter who was still alive at that time, and I showed him the photos that I was taking of his work, and I showed him the great portfolio that I had in the French newspaper Le Monde of 12 pages showing about Omé. The people were incredibly proud that in France, in a city like Paris, they were published an incredible portfolio about their city. The painter, when I showed him the newspaper, he told me it was more than 20 years that I was waiting for you. It means that he was unknown. Nobody knew about that treasure. And I don't know by which chance it was me who came to that city, who discovered this, who decided to document that incredible fact, and who made this project happen. I had a chance to talk with many people who were living in Omé, and every time I was coming back to France, and I was looking my images, and I was thinking to all what they told me, I was thinking, I need to do something with what they are telling to me. And then the French TV, Canal Plus, proposed me to do a movie, to direct a movie. So I decided to do a movie, and for 2 years, coming back, interview people, the painters, and everybody there to understand how does it happen that a tiny city had a strong history like that. So I directed my movie for more than 2 years. In 2019, when I was at the end of editing my movie and who was ready for the French TV to be screened, a typhoon arrived in Omecitta, and all of what you see all over the walls disappeared. It was destroyed by the typhoon. So I understood, and the people from Omé, during all that period that I was shooting this project, they were telling me all the time, thank you for the interest. You keep looking at what our city that nobody knows about can show and can be proud about. Today, this work is almost the only testimony of that history. And I'm very proud to bring it to Los Angeles. I tell you especially why, because when I was talking to the people in Omé, and they were telling me how they love movies, how these American movies gave them the opportunity to discover the world. And they were telling me the emotion to discover how the American actresses were so beautiful, how the American cities were so attractive. And they were telling me, oh, Hollywood, that's a dream for us. Today, they are here with us. This is a very emotional thing for me, because they would be so proud to know that they are showing their work and their city in Los Angeles. I would like to thank the Japan Foundation to make this happen, because it's a very an interesting thing to show, especially in the city of cinema. So, Yusuko Ushida, thank you very much, Ryo Takahara, Tomoko Sekiguchi, Tatsuka Kawashima, Jonathan Zin, and Jan Ostoya, thank you very much for your welcome, and I hope a lot of audience will come to see this exhibition, especially to discover Omé. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu.